Hey everybody, it's Joe Hirsch. Great to be learning with you today as we continue our studies of Masechet Ta'anit and explore a very important feature that's described in Mishnah Vav in the first parak of Masechet Ta'anit, the Chatzotzrot. What are these trumpets that are described in the context of the communal fasts that are declared when rain fails to arrive? What's their purpose? What significance does it have then? And what possibly could be its significance now? Those are some of the questions we'll discuss today as we take a closer look at the Chatzotzrot, these timeless trumpets. One of the things that you begin to understand when you look at these trumpets is that they function very much like the shofarot that we are accustomed to learning about and hearing, both in our studies and even on Rosh Hashanah itself. Yet these Chatzotzrot, these silver trumpets, even though they functioned like the shofar, looked quite different. Unlike a ram's horn, the Chatzotzrot come from silver. They are made out of solid silver, and their function has many purposes, not just the limited function of the shofarot. When only one shofar may be used, let's say on Rosh Hashanah, the Chatzotzrot can be quite numerous. As few as 2 and as many as in upwards of 120 could have been used at any particular time. What does the Torah say about these Chatzotzrot and what is their function? Let's take a look at what the Torah tells us about these Chatzotzrot in Parshat Naso. Here in Parshat Naso, the Torah tells us about the Chatzotzrot that they were blown exclusively by the Bnei Aaron, by the sons of Aaron, the Kohanim. In fact, this was something that was the exclusive responsibility of the Bnei Aaron, blowing these Chatzotzrot. And as the Torah tells us, Uvnei Aaron HaKohanim Yitkeu b'Chatzotzrot, the sons of Aaron will blow the Chatzotzrot, v'hayu lachem lechukat olam lidorotechem. This would be an eternal and binding opportunity on the Bnei Aaron, on the Kohanim, and for no other individuals. The Torah also mentions, though, when it comes to the Chatzotzrot, that their use is quite different than the shofarot. For example, the Torah says over here, in the same context, V'chi tavo milchama ba'artzachem, if war happens to fall upon the nation, if they enter into a conflict with an enemy nation, v'haryotem b'Chatzotzrot, you should blow the Chatzotzrot before going into battle. This will be a sign as a remembrance before Hashem, that you should be spared from your enemies. But beyond war, there are other contexts and other uses for the Chatzotzrot as well. Consider another use of the Chatzotzrot mentioned over here in Parshat Naso. Uviyom simchatchem, on your joyous days, referring to Rosh Chodesh. Uvamoadechem, and on your festive occasions, holidays, Yom Tov. Uveroshei chodshechem, utkatem b'chatzotzrot, you should blow these Chatzotzrot. So when the Torah provides a list of times and occasions when the Chatzotzrot are used, it uses the same word, some variation of zikaron, of remembrance, whether that's a remembrance that needs to happen before going to battle or before offering korbanot, which was the case as well, which is why it was performed by the Bnei Aaron, because they were the ones involved in the offerings, or whether it was on Yom Tov or on Rosh Chodesh. There is some element of zikaron that connects all three of these instances when the Chatzotzrot are sounded. What is that connection? What is the significance then and now of using Chatzotzrot in these different occasions? What I'd like you to do is to reflect on the 3 different areas in which the Chatzotzrot are utilized: battle, korbanot, Yom Tov / Rosh Chodesh, and see if you can come up with an explanation of a connection that binds all 3 of these things. What is the zikaron? What are we trying to remember? What needs to be on the forefront of our minds when we go to battle, when we offer a korban, or when we observe Rosh Chodesh or holiday? Please write a reflective summary, about 2 to 3 paragraphs in length, identifying a connection that connects all 3 of these instances and describing what you believe to be the modern day significance of the Chatzotzrot as well. I look forward to seeing your responses and learning with you when we get back together in class. Have an awesome time with this assignment, and I can't wait to see your thoughtful responses when I return.